A very good afternoon to you. This is lunchtime news on TV1 for the Newsfirst team. I am Jamal Ratnayaka. Let's start off today's bulletin with a look at your headlines. Interrogations commence on Kanjipani Imran, who was deported from Dubai. Former president speaks of the power crisis. Secretary of the JVP says they are ready to field a presidential candidate who will represent the common people. President's Counsel Yasantha Kodagoda sworn in as the President of the Court of Appeal. Trump says Russian military must leave Venezuela. On to those stories in detail. Additional Solicitor General and President's Counsel Yasantha Kodagoda was sworn in as the President of the Court of Appeal earlier today in the presence of President Maithripala Sirisena. Now recently, the Constitutional Council unanimously approved the President's recommendation to appoint Yasantha Kodagoda to the post of President of the Court of Appeal. Police said Mohammed Najim Imran alias Kanjipani Imran, who was arrested with notorious underworld kingpin Makandure Madush in Dubai and was deported, is currently being interrogated.
Police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara said he was deported by Dubai and arrived at the Bandaranaike International Airport this morning and is currently being detained and interrogated by Criminal Investigations Department officers. He arrived in the country on board an aircraft owned by the carrier Fly Dubai. He had been a wanted person for several crimes and he has been hiding in Dubai. While residing in Dubai, he had been handling a drug ring in Sri Lanka. He is also a suspect in many thefts and murders. The CID officials attached to the Katunaika police arrested him and 4 others upon the arrival to the country at around 6:15 this morning. Several units, including the CID and Police Organised Crimes Division, are conducting interrogations.
Meanwhile, STF has arrested 4 people including Peramulle Samira alias Maduranga Fernando in Handala, Wattala. Police added that the arrested individuals are henchmen of underworld leader Kimbula Ale Guna. Intensive questioning has revealed that the group of arrested people had planned and supplied weapons to the gunmen who carried out a shooting in Hekitta, Wattala, which killed 2 people travelling in a vehicle. The aforementioned shooting took place on the 13th of January this year. According to the police special task force, the raid to arrest Peramulle Samira and the others had been initiated based on a tip-off received. Peramulle Samira has been included as a suspect connected to several murders and thefts. The police STF further said that the suspects were arrested while they were travelling in a van and that upon inspection of the van, 109 grams and 156 milligrams of heroin had been discovered. 5 mobile phones and 25,890 rupees in cash, which the police STF believe had been stolen, were also discovered from the van. The arrested suspects have been handed over to the Police Organised Crimes Division. The 47th commemoration of the late Philip Gunawardena was held in Colombo yesterday under the auspices of opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa. While several public representatives attended the event, the opposition leader paid floral tributes to the effigy of Philip Gunawardena. Following the event, opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa replied to several questions posed by the media. It was only during our time that the people did not suffer this way. These issues have been arising ever since this government came into power. This has occurred due to the complete mismanagement on the part of the government. The government did not construct the power plant in Sampur, which was scheduled to be completed by 2017. The power plants which had been approved to be constructed during our time were not completed. They are reaping the results of those misdoings. They will have to limit electricity even more in the future. This is the year of postponing elections. They are trying to find ways to postpone the elections, but I feel there will be an election this year. Several development projects implemented in the Kurunegala district with the funds of the Office for National Unity and Reconciliation were vested with the public today. Former President Chandika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga graced the event.
More than 22 million has been allocated for these projects. The internal road system of the Thalapayaru village in the divisional secretariat of Kuchavelli and 3 wells were vested with the public today. Let's talk about that later. If you say this in short, I'm very angry at what's happening. We constructed many power plants during my time. I was the one who laid the foundation for the Norochole power plant. But the Rajapaksa government threw away the agreement we signed and signed another agreement with a price twice as what we agreed to. I can reveal where the extra money went to, but I cannot do it now. We handed it over to a good company in China. The Norochole has broken down 38 times and caught on fire 7 times during the past 7 to 8 years. If we had continued what I started, we wouldn't be in this situation today. The former minister should be held responsible for this.
The Balamandala meeting of the JVP for the Venapur electorate was held in the Kirimatiyana area yesterday.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has a small dream. He is dreaming whether he can be president when the others fail. Maithripala has a dream to become the president again. Another group is carrying Gotabaya around the country. This group is waiting to obtain good positions and live a good life as a reward for making Gotabaya the president. Instead of carrying out what the country wants, they are now dreaming to become the president. If there is a presidential election, we clearly state that the JVP will put forward a candidate that will represent the people against both these groups. If they are planning on winning very easily, that will not work out.
The 36th annual summit of the Sri Lanka Administrative Service Association is currently being held at the Nelumpokuna Theatre. Now the summit is being held under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe.
It's with great regret I say that some of you engaged in a trade union action. They obstructed the Administrative Service Association. You yourself let your service down. You ruined the respect for you. Administrative service is the topmost position in the state sector. The one who sits in that chair shouldn't sit on the floor. You are here to resolve issues. Who is going to resolve the issue that compelled you to engage in a protest march? It is the secretaries to the ministries who are your colleagues. Don't let your service down. I don't always criticize service rendered by others. I always point the finger at me, who is the politician. With the downfall of the politicians, many other sectors also collapsed. Regardless of the parties, these politicians should be held responsible. Everyone speaks about the next presidential candidate because we have to hold a presidential election at the end of this year according to the constitution. No matter who takes over the country in 2020, a massive revolution will have to be done. If the money misappropriated from fraud and corruption in state institutions is recovered, it will be easy to fix the budget deficit, but not a single government has made an attempt to fix this issue. If these institutions launch a strike action for just 2 days, the entire country will be affected by it. The most unfortunate thing in the country is even when a new government is formed, it does not address the issue in these institutions. The 47th State Drama Festival was also held at the Nelumpokuna Theatre under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. The awards ceremony of the State Drama Festival was held under the auspices of Minister of Cultural Affairs Sajith Premadasa. Jayalat Manoratna, Dharmashri Bandaranaike and KB Herath received awards during the event.
In more local news, an excess of 25 grams of heroin were discovered by the police from a three-wheeler which was travelling from Colombo to Kandy. Now, the stock of heroin was discovered last evening in the Gannorua area during a raid. The anti-vice unit of the Kandy Police Division carried out this raid. 2 suspects have also been arrested along with the stock of heroin. Further questioning has revealed that the heroin racket is being conducted by a woman who is currently incarcerated. 2 individuals were arrested in the Nindana area in Meetiyagoda for carrying out an illegal money printing scam. According to the police, 13 1,000 rupee notes and 53 100 rupee notes which were illegally printed have been discovered. And with that, we bring to a close this edition of Lunchtime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Jayama Ratnayaka. Take care and good afternoon.